there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. You guys know why you are here. Today we're talking about this obvious smear campaign that cast members, producers, and the like are utilizing their platforms now to basically, either, attempt to blackball Melody Cherie from future opportunities, or, try to just slander and tarnish her name and her reputation because they're mad that she dared to start over after Martell and become successful, and they were expecting her. They were following an old patriarchy, mindset. They were following an old misogynistic mindset that, regardless of whoever was the breadwinner in the marriage between Mel and Tell, that Mel was always going to need Martell no matter what in order for her to succeed, in order for her to thrive. And when none of it had happened, it's been nothing but attacks ever since then, right? So once, and it starts at the top, you guys, right? It starts at the top because when Mel and Martell were even, fighting through the divorce proceedings and everything else on the show, we started to notice the isolation tactics then, right? And people really weren't going to bat for Mel. Again, people still were quiet or still trying to make excuses for Martell, or when Martell was making the cheating allegation saying, well, maybe Mel did cheat too. Like they're like putting that false narrative out there, right? To try to give validity to the things that Martell is saying, right? So they've tried all of these things, right? That didn't work, right? And so now where we're at is now people have decided, okay, I'm going to use my social media platform for the wrong reasons. And we have Letitia's mom, who every single day and twice on Sunday does an Instagram preview live where she lets you know that she's going to be dragging and cussing out Melody Cherie Rogers, and then does a YouTube live where she's dragging and cussing out Melody Cherie Rogers. And then Mama Van, for whatever reason, is also catching heat, is also catching random drags when neither Mel, neither Mama Van talks about these people, acknowledges these people. And we know Mel, the old Mel, had no problem calling people out by name and doing a live or cursing these people out and identifying them by name in the cast, especially if they had smoke for her, right? Or if she needed to explain something further that took place in the episode that we didn't see, or provide a little bit of background, right? So as you guys know, I did a few videos last night where I am, seeing a narrative that's being pushed on these Messy Monday shows, which is at the helm of Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly. And it's clear as day that they have certain talking points and certain things that allegedly they want Dr. Heavenly to mention. And we all know who they want Dr. Heavenly to mention, because if somebody else mentions it as it pertains to Mel, they're going to obviously show their slip. They're obviously going to show their disdain, their hatred, and their disgust of Melody Cherie Rogers. But if it's coming from Dr. Heavenly, who claims that she's this good friend of Melody Cherie Rogers, which I don't know any friends that is dragging somebody like this that they're claiming to be somebody's friend about, but nonetheless, all of this shade, all of this unnecessary, behavior where the narrative this season is trying to be pushed that Mel doesn't like these people, Mel doesn't want to film with these people, Mel is isolating herself from the show. But when you look back at everything that Mel has filmed this season, she's filmed with everyone except for Martell. She's filmed a solo scene with Stormy. She's filmed a solo scene with Nell. She's filmed a, scene with Kimmy and Letitia. Everyone except for Martell and Dusty. And also we had Sunny and Moses that were, of course, at the podcast event. Also, we had the entire cast, Sans, Destiny, and Martell, that were at Nell's birthday party. And of course, we have the continuation coming up in this upcoming episode with Mel and Marceau going back and forth in regards to him giving a statement regarding Martell's arrest. And, you know, between this false narrative where they're trying to make it seem like this is Mel's fault,
that, you know, they can't move forward, that Martell's arrest is putting a black cloud over the show and the cast doesn't want to choose and blah, 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 blah. And you are completely, by doing this, diminishing the seriousness of this case. And you are deliberately saying you do not care whether or not Mel and the kid's life is in danger and is at risk for being in danger, as long as you get clicks and views and phony ratings to boast about for the purpose of the show, which is absolutely disgusting, right? And so, like I said, so we have former cast members who, you know, again, Mel has no problem saying your name by your name and identifying you if, in fact, that's what it is, right? So then we come to Destiny, right? Who seems to have a hard-on for Melody Shree Rogers. Like, we need to just call it for what it is. Because, like I say in every video, if there's somebody I don't fool with, if there's somebody I don't mess with, I'm not devoting all this energy to stalking and finding out every single thing that they're doing and reacting to it. Why would I even go that route, right? Why would I even do something like that? If I know I don't fool with you, if I know we fell out, if I know that you and I are not friends, you and I are not cool, I don't like you, instead of me devoting time of daily throwing shade at you, daily getting in my feelings over you, daily projecting over you, I don't acknowledge you at all. You don't exist to me. I wish you well. I hope you're successful. I hope your life is fruitful and positive. But I don't know anything. You're out of sight and out of mind to me, right? But that seems to be the opposite energy of this cast. This cast seems very bothered that Mel is successful, that Mel has supporters, that Mel has a fan base, and no matter what false narratives they try to put out there, no matter what projections they try to put out there, like literally inserting themselves in this motherless child situation, Destiny and this therapist, what are we doing? Why is it you have so much venom for somebody? You use your platform, you go on every single podcast known to man, trying to put out alleged rumors of Mel and LeBaric being a thing. You then are attacking Mel supporters and the Melimeters and all of these things, right? And then you're going to drag out this Sonny and Moses thing that nobody cares about because, you know, you've completely skipped a chapter regarding what happened in the breakdown of your marriage of LeBaric, right? And all of a sudden you're in all of these violations because you previously said out of your own mouth that you were not going to speak negatively on your ex-husband, you were not going to do that to your child's father, but now since you've run out of things to talk about, now you have time and nothing but time to discuss your ex-husband all of a sudden, right? But I'm going to need these people to stop it, right? It's very dangerous. We saw what happened to Monique, how Monique got blackballed when the false narrative was put out there about her, that she was difficult to work with, all because she didn't want to go and, you know, promote the movie Precious, and they weren't making certain accommodations for her, and they just expected her to do whatever they wanted because there was Oscar buzz around her, and tried to threaten her and said if she didn't go to these events, if she didn't do X, Y, and Z, that she wasn't going to win any awards. But that turned out to be fake news because the votes were already in at that point, so she already was a shoe-in to win all of the awards. But it messed up her career because you have the influence of a Tyler Perry, of an Oprah Winfrey, who have the polls, have a lot of connections as it, you know, pertains to the elite Hollywood scene, the elite Black Hollywood scene in particular, right? Of who's going to get jobs, who's going to get roles on television shows, comedy specials, all of that. All of that, like Cat Williams said, everybody gatekeeps each other. Everybody gatekeeps each other that wants to specifically help out their own friends. And if they find certain people a threat who don't want to play by the rules, who want to do their own thing, who want to still have integrity, who still want to have morals and values when it's all said and done, that's when they start messing with you, right? That's when they start messing with you, trying to blackball you, trying to have their gatekeeping friends go for the same opportunities as you to, block your blessing and block your opportunity to get the role or to get the song or to get the, brand deal or whatever it is. And I see the exact same similarities that is taking place right now as it pertains to Melody Cherie Rogers, right? They thought isolating Mel from the show was going to work. They thought all basically denouncing their friendship with Mel is going to work. They thought, taking Martell's side was going to work, except for now that he's convicted, now all of a sudden you want to quote unquote distance yourself. Although you're still in a way defending him. You're still in a way trying to validate him by giving him a victim narrative on the show and inviting him to events, even though we know the real reason why Mel and Tell can't be together in the same scene, in the same vicinity of each other. But that's all going out the window for the sake now of presenting Melody Cherie as so difficult to work with, as so, booked and busy that she could care less about this show, when Carlos King, per the king of reality TV, you've worked with several entrepreneurs that were also reality stars in your past. Oh, by the way, like Candy Burris, right? So full on well that none of this is deliberate if Mel has already prior engagements that she is already, committed to. Therefore, she can't attend certain events. But it's funny, these same people who have rallied behind Martell all of these seasons, who had all this shade against Mel, who have all this smoke against Mel, who claim Mel is this puppet master, who claim Mel is this horrible person, and all of these things, and that it's all going to come out, which I have yet to see come out. But nonetheless, these are all the talking points you guys have all said, that we do not know the real Mel. But when an opportunity presents itself, for you guys, you need publicity, you need fanfare, you need money, you need attention on your projects, on events you have going on. Now all of a sudden, all that goes out the window and you want to ask Mel to show up for you. But anytime Mel invites you to anything, you guys are nowhere to be found. Where were you guys at the podcast event? Where were you guys at the, Mimosas with Mel event? Where were you at Mel's annual Easter egg community service event? Where were you at Mel's annual Thanksgiving event where she passes out turkeys and has Thanksgiving dinner for the needy? Where were you guys? When all of these things that Mel posts months in advance, all of her events, all of her philanthropy, all of the things that she has booked and busy, if she's going to be a guest speaker, if she's going to be a keynote speaker, if she's going to be a part of a panel, whatever it is, Mel posts these things months in advance for you to go and support. But in particular this season, you made it a point to schedule these things the same weekends so you didn't have to be filming scenes with Mel. So how is that Mel's fault? If you're waiting till after the fact to announce all of these events you guys are coming up with to have for the show, but you don't know whether or not it's guaranteed to make the show or not, but you still book it anyways, and then all of a sudden you want to play victim on camera because the audience isn't going to know, all of these events that Mel's got going on because they are limited on what they're going to show. There's a certain narrative they want to show, and it's clear this season they want to limit Mel's scenes to make it look like Mel is phasing herself off the show when really, in fact, it is a different alternate narrative, a different alternate universe as to why they're trying to now diminish Mel. But the thing of it is, let's say Mel's gone after this season. Let's say the show gets renewed, right, for another season and Mel's gone. You guys are still going to talk about her anyways. Even with Martell, even with this protective order where he's not supposed to be discussing the victim, he's not supposed to be talking about Mel or any of these things, he is still mentioning her, he is still throwing shots at her, he is still painting a false narrative about her. Why? I thought you guys said you don't need Mel. I thought you guys said that the show can go on without her, but you can't keep her name out of your mouth. Just like Martel's side chick's not on the show, but you keep mentioning coleslaw every episode. Why? But you guys refuse to discuss what's happening in your real lives. You guys refuse to discuss, anything that, would actually put a spotlight on you being an actual entrepreneur, right? You're literally wasting scenes now. And then the new approach, of course, is in addition to making Mel seem like she's the one who's difficult, you're also now placing blame on Mel supporters and millimeters. But the issue at hand is the Mel supporters, millimeters, and really it's not just Mel supporters and millimeters. It's also people with common sense and also people who are critical thinkers who don't even consider themselves millimeters that simply want to talk about the truth. That simply want to talk about the facts. So if that is in the realm of court documents, if that is in the realm of tracking what's happening in cases and lawsuits and all of those things to let you know the false narrative you're presenting on the show isn't matching your real life, and that's the real reason you have a problem. There's no cult that people are trying to put out there. There's no secret meetings. There's no secret group chats of planning what you're going to talk about in your videos. There's no money grab. Nobody's paying anybody to say certain things for or against any other cast member or to have their platform, just be a Melody Cherie Rogers love fest. There isn't this plot to have a list of people that are ops and continue to attack them every single day. There's no list of YouTubers to come in and attack every single day. All of these false narratives that are being put out there, right? All of these, conspiracy theories that are being put out there to diminish the people that want the truth out there. So by calling them a cult, by trying to even put them on the level of some of these A-list celebrity fan bases is completely and utterly insane. Trying to make false accusations of people being at their house or stalking them or all these things. Where's the proof? All of these things these people keep putting out there, all of these same talking points, is the same thing that has happened with Trump in the fake news sector, right? Nobody ever posts receipts. Nobody ever posts receipts. Here's the DM that I have that you guys are getting paid to say this. Here's the DM I have of the list of people that are being paid by Melody Cherie Rogers. Here's the list of the talking points that the millimeters are supposed to be talking about on their channels today, to push that false narrative, to continue to slander the cast. Where is those receipts? Where are they? Because we all have accessibility, you guys. So nobody's closed off to where they can't receive any information. It's freely available if it's true. But the difference between the people who are putting out fake news and the people who are putting out buzzwords and talking points and dog whistling to put fear in other people who may be a casual viewer, who may be on the fence on whether or not they don't know who to support on the show or what storylines to believe on the show, this is perfect clickbait for them. This is perfect false narratives for them. This is a quick way for them to justify, hey, I don't like Mel. I don't need to like Mel because her fan base is completely out of control. And it's like, well, where are you getting this from? Is the fan base out of control, or you don't like what the fan base has to say about you because it exposes who you really are? Just like you guys ran with the false narrative about the ratings, right? That, because Carlos King posted a Variety article, he put y'all in check, he dragged y'all, he told y'all were spreading fake news. No. Even the official account that reports the Nielsen ratings said it was fake news, said it was a made-up meme, said that they heard that it was a, quote, bought and paid for article, in which the actual article itself, by the way, is not even an official Love and Marriage Huntsville article. Because if any of it was true, that in fact there was nearly 4 million viewers, that would have been the headline for Variety. That would have been the headline for these media outlets. But like I said, it was buried at the very bottom of another article, you guys. It was the last paragraph of another article, as if you had to, as if they didn't want it out there in the first place. As if they didn't want to promote it out there in the first place. Because notice, Carlos King did not actually post where you could find the article. Which is why so many people struggled to find the article. And oh, by the way, there was a portion of the article of that paragraph Carlos King whited out on purpose because it exposed that this was not completely accurate information being reported when you really dissect the linear ratings and the total ratings and the ratings of the demographic of this, particular point in the show. Like, it was completely and utterly insane. But because Carlos King said it and he has all of those followers and he's the producer of the show, he's the creator of the show again, people are supposed to buy it. But people are not looking into the reasons why. That nearly 6 weeks later, the day before the newest episode, after the previous episode is a season low, you come out with this tomfoolery. And oh, by the way, there's an active, class action lawsuit against OWN and one of your core 6 cast members that you want to present to OWN and the executives that, hey, the show's not as bad as what they're saying. Let's tabulate some type of figures. Let's, crunch the numbers and make something up. But the thing is, you couldn't even make up something that was believable. You made up something that didn't even make sense. You made up something that was so outrageous that even the Bravo shows were being completely outmatched and outnumbered, which it didn't correspond. When Bravo has the resources and the promo and all of the access to get their shows out there and get their fan bases out there to support and review their shows. So how is 4 million people watching Love and Marriage Huntsville more than the lowest rated Bravo show? When we know there's an active blackout, when we know people have taken the show off of their DVR, when we know that people are watching YouTubers' commentary on the episodes than watching the episodes themselves, so how can you justify that there's 4 million viewers? Over the course of time that the show's been out? But this is very dangerous territory, you guys. This is very dangerous territory of how easy it is for people for larger platforms to put out the buzzwords, to put out the talking points, to go out to certain people and say, hey, you need to say X, Y, and Z about Mel so that this can harm Mel. But if you truly were unbothered, you would stop throwing shade at her. If you were truly unbothered, you would stop stalking whenever she does an Instagram live or a TikTok live and sit there and get triggered and then go on your platform and, try to turn this into something else and project your own feelings and your own insecurities and somehow flip it and reverse it to make it seem as though Mel's talking about you when, like I said, Mel has no issue saying your name directly. If, in fact, that is the smoke that she wants to give. She already said that she's already going to expose cast members after a certain episode airs, in which they were supposed to have a deal. I don't know if it's the reference of the QVC deal or not, but that there was a particular cast member that they were supposed to go into business with together, and they're now dragging her everywhere and liking messy posts and messy comments, right? But like I said, it's okay for the cast to do that. It's okay for the cast to get on their platforms, call the Millimeters deplorables, call Mel and her fans crazy, call Mel, just like the t-shirt lady and all these things. But when you need Mel to be your keynote speaker, when you need Mel to quote unquote support you and do all of these things, and she says no, or she says she's booked and busy, you want to cry wolf and put out the false narrative that Mel is, too good for the show. That Mel doesn't need the show, that she doesn't need any of you guys, that all of you guys are peasants, right? But you had no problem running behind Martell at the expense of seeing the hurt and pain and humiliation that Mel was going through. You had no problem doing the mute challenge when all of this revenge pee was initially exposed. You had no problem threatening that you knew and saw the revenge pee when all of this was exposed until Martell got arrested. Until Martell got convicted. Then all of a sudden everybody wants to take a step back. Then all of a sudden mysteriously scenes are missing from the episodes that directly implicate Martell and these other cast members that had these threats out there when they thought that they had some tea on Melody Cherie Rogers, when we know good and doggone well, if you had all of this tea that Mel was such a horrible person and all of this, where is the receipts? Where are they? Where is the proof that Mel is so horrible, that Mel is the puppet master, that Mel is controlling all of you to watch everything that she does 24/7 and watch every single YouTuber 24/7 and get yourself worked up to the point you go on your platform and continue the slander, continue to malign somebody who has not directly said your name, who isn't even throwing a sub at you, who isn't even implying anything at you. Take the motherless child TikTok live, you guys. Literally, Mel is saying her homegirl. When is the last time, like I said in a previous video, Mel has considered any female in this cast her homegirl? I would like to know, what, season 1, season 2? So the fact that you twisted that around and made it about yourself and got in your feelings and went on another slander campaign either tells me, again, you're triggered, you've got something to hide, there was something there that resonated with you that you did wrong in your lifetime, or you are so jealous and envious of Mel, you're trying to find ways to diminish anything she's got going on. But if anybody exposes any messiness anybody else does, you're a hater, you're bitter, you're miserable, you're not supporting black business. You have a hatred for the Scots. You're trying to take down Canvas Beauty. What? No. You need to keep the same energy when you're busy slandering Mel yourself and trying to diminish her accomplishments and blaming her fans and her fan base for exposing the messiness and two-faced behavior all of you guys are displaying. But when you need clout, when you need attention, when you need ticket sales and all the things, when you need people to support your products that you claim you don't need Mel supporters or the Melometers for, then you run and crawl to Mel and ask her to help you out and come and support you and come and give your fan base that exposure and that validity to your event. And then wonder why Mel declines, even though she's already got prior engagements, but wonder why Mel declines. So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.